All right, fellas. So if you want your woman to go absolutely insane about you and drive her crazy and separate yourself from all the other guys, then implement this shit that I'm about to tell you. But first, real quick, I need you guys to jump on the Patreon. $5 for the best game on the internet, hands down. Do not miss out. Jump on it right now. Link is gonna be in the description or in the bio, wherever you watching this at, right? But let's get into it, right? So this is what I want you to do. The next time you with your girl, if you're at your house, and the next time your girl is at your house, right? And she violates your boundaries, because women are gonna always, at some point they're gonna test you. At some point they're gonna violate and test your boundaries. So what you need to do is be on the lookout, and you have to stay alert, and you have to stay ready, because this is going to come. So when this moment arrives, I want you to look her dead in her face and say, hey, listen, you gotta get your shit. Get your shit, and you gotta go home. You know what I'm saying? Get up out of here. I need you to get up out my face. Go home, right? When she leave, she gonna call you, right? Maybe 30 minutes to an hour. She may even buck and be like, no, but you need to be serious and you need to stand firm on this. You have to go, right? When she call you, because she's going to call you, or when she texts you, don't respond and don't pick up. I need you to sit her on ice for, at the very minimum, 24 hours. No calls, no texts, no nothing. And when you do this and you do this correctly, watch how she come crawling back to you. Watch how she come crawling back, eating out of your hand. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a rendition of this is if you're at her house and she get flipped. And they'll, if if a woman is in her own space, they're more open to, they're more liable to get flipped with you or violate you in some type of way. So what I want you to do is you get your things and you say, listen, I'm about to go, I'm gone, right? And you just leave. No argument, no nothing. You don't go back and forth. You don't negotiate. You get your shit and you leave, and you don't answer her text and you don't answer her calls for at least 24 hours. If, like I said, if you're at your house and she violates you or whatever, or and when I mean violate, it could be anything like getting an elevated tone, yelling, just doing something that's disrespectful, because they're gonna always do it. You have to stand on this. It's time to stand up. And when you do this correctly, watch how she come back to you. Watch how she come crawling back, eating out of your hands, willing to do whatever you say. This is going to separate you from the pack. This is going to separate you from the crowd. Being able to stand up for yourself and enforce your boundaries. This is extremely attractive to women when you can do this. Guys don't understand. Y'all let these chicks run all over y'all and do whatever the fuck they want to do. You cannot do that. You have to keep your foot down. When you do this, you are going to be the man in her eyes, and probably the first guy to ever do this. You understand? I can't tell you how many, because I've done this so many times, and let me let y'all in on a little secret. I actually live for the day when a chick violate me, because I know, right? I know, and I don't care how submissive and cooperative they are. At some point they gonna buck, right? But I'm always waiting. Whenever I meet a new chick, I can't wait for her to get out of line so I can do this. I cannot wait. This is going to make her, even if she was submissive before, this is going to make her ultra submissive. I can't wait to put a bitch out my house, or to get up and walk away from a bitch and leave home leave home ice for a couple days. I can't wait. They always come back, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. You understand? You can pretty much, your wish is their command at this point. You understand? But now when they come back, you got to maintain your frame. Now don't let that make you weak again. But this is going to separate you from the pack. This is wildly, insanely attractive to them. You understand? Like I was saying, but I kind of got lost in my thoughts and shit. I can't tell you how many times I've done this, right? Like I said, I can't wait to do it. Whenever I meet a chick, I can't wait. But I can't tell you how many times I've done this, and the chick was like, came back and said, that's the first time that ever happened to me. And so in my mind, I'm like, you dealing with all these guys and they just let you run wild like that. Being as though, you the first person more than likely to have done something like that, you're gonna stand out. Guys ain't doing this. Guys are scared to lose their pussy for the night. They scared the girl gonna, run off and be with somebody else or whatever. Like I made my video the other day talking about self-respect. I would rather be pussyless with no women and have my self-respect and my dignity and my strength, right? And this is what women need to see. But a lot of women have been amazed that had the strength to do that to them, that I had the strength to stand up for myself and enforce my boundaries and make them go home and make them walk away. And they was turned on by the fact that I'm willing to walk away from my self-respect. That says a lot to them about your character when you have the strength to stand up for it. And like I say, most girls that I did that to, pretty much all of them were amazed at, like, by that. They didn't see that coming because no guy had ever done that, right? I remember one time, story time, right? I remember one time dealing with this chick, right? And I have a rule. Now, my chicks know my rules and my boundaries, so I have a rule. Don't care who you talk to, right? Just not in my house. You don't text people. You don't text no dudes in my house. That's out. I don't give a fuck what's going on. You do not text no dudes. You don't answer no calls or talk to no other dudes while you in my space, right? So I'm sitting there. I think we was watching like Dave Chappelle or some shit. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, right? And this chick is not normally submissive and does whatever I say. But what comes with that is, you tend to let your guard down a little bit more when the more a woman is submissive. So when they see this, they feel like there's a green light to kind of push your boundaries. So the chick starts texting 1 o'clock in the morning, just starts texting. So I look at her, she look at me or whatever. So she stopped for a second, right? And then she just start texting again, right? No argument, no nothing. I was like, hey, listen, get your stuff together, get your shoes and your bag and pack your little bag together and shit. You got to go home. And she like, what you talking about? I'm like, you got to go home. You got to get up out of here because you violating my shit. So she tried to do the whole stomping around and with the little attitude. I ain't got time for this shit and, blah, 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 blah. I'm not feeding into it. I'm not arguing with it. You know my rules. Go home. She called me probably 100 times, right? Within the span of 24 hours, text messages on top of text messages on top of text messages. And so finally, a couple of days later, I picked up the phone and I was like, are you ready to, are you ready to play ball? And she was like, listen, I'll do whatever. Just please don't do me like that. Just please talk to me. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to do, right? And you know me. All right, so it's time to put your ass to work, right? So, but she understood right there. And she even expressed to me like, it was weird and she felt bad, right? She didn't like the way it felt, but at the same time, she was extremely turned on by the fact that somebody had the balls to stand up to her, right? That somebody had the balls to enforce their boundaries. Like she didn't like the way it felt. She expressed, I didn't like the way it felt. I felt like, I felt vulnerable and shit. I didn't like that. I didn't like that you kicked me out and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was mad about that. But then at the same time, I was like wildly, insanely turned on. Like I was just ready to just give you a blowjob, like right then and there, right? But, she crawled back with the whatever I need to do to talk to you. Just let me know and I'll do whatever, right? And of course she came back more submissive than ever, right? And I won. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys have to understand, this ain't the only time. This has happened to me every time. Every serious situation or situation to where, I'm dating a girl a little bit more than they always pull it. It's always going to happen. And I can't wait. I'm licking my chops. When I'm on the first date, I'm licking my chops at this bitch like, oh, I can't wait for you to fuck up. Cause I know that's when I'm gonna get that real shit from you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's it. Do that. The next time a chick get out of line, make her ass go home. Don't argue with her. Don't express how you feel. Don't tell her you mad, no nothing. You gotta pack your shit and you gotta go and you be calm about it. And ignore her for at least 24 hours and watch the magic happen. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, fellas, That was just a quick tip. If you liked the video, you found this of value, then like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player shit fresh off the press. You know my slogan, playerism is the antidote to feminism. Fellas, jump on the Patreon, $5, $5 a month. It's only $5 a month for the best game on the internet. And that's hands down. And nobody's fucking with me. Y'all know that, right? Also, fellas, go get both of my courses, Attraction 101 and How to Make a Woman Fall in Love with You. And if you need coaching, if you need a coach, you need a mentor, then go to my website and book me at KingDreism.com. And I can promise you, if you implement what I tell you to do, your life is going to change for the better. That's a promise and that's a guarantee. So go do that. But anyway, fellas, this is none other than your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre. I'm gone.